Hello, Panthers! My name is Miss Christon, and I am your principal. For those who are returning with us, welcome back. We missed you. We could not wait for today, our first day of school, to be able to see all of you in your classes, ready to learn, and ready to welcome all of our new Panthers. If you are a new Panther and new to our Idea Palmer Park Panther Pride, welcome. We are so excited that you are coming to our school. I want to start off by just telling you guys a little bit about me. For those of you guys who are returning, you might learn some new things. And for those of you guys who are new, this is your opportunity to get to know a little bit about me as your principal. So my name is Miss Christon, and these are some pictures of my family. We like camping, so we oftentimes will go hiking and camping during the summers. And my parents are kind of the epitome of a little goofy but very kind and loving people. So we weren't able to go to a family reunion one year, so you can see they cut our heads out of paper so we could be in the pictures. So they're a little goofy, but I have always loved that about them, and I think that some of that has rubbed off on me to be able to make the most out of any situation and find the fun. So growing up, I was born in Wisconsin, and I very quickly, when I was 3 months old, moved to Montana. And I lived in Montana for 8 years. And then we took the long drive down to Mississippi, and I lived in Mississippi for a few years until I then moved all the way back up to Wisconsin. And I lived there for all of middle school, high school, and then I went to the University of Wisconsin for my bachelor's degree. And then right after college, I drove all the way back down to the south, one of the southernmost tips of Texas, to the Rio Grande Valley, where I taught for 2 years in McAllen, Texas. Then, after teaching for a few years in the valley, then I drove up to Austin, and I have been living here for the last 5 years, going on 6 years in Austin this year. So that is where I have lived. Now, I went to college at the University of Wisconsin for my undergraduate degree. I majored in business and in psychology there. This is me with my dad and my sister at one of the football games there. As you can see, there are people that go back further and further into the distance. These football games are so much fun, and was one of my favorite things about being a college student at the University of Wisconsin. And this is my graduate degree cohort at Columbia University. You can see we were goofy. We like to have a lot of fun. This was where I got my master's in education leadership and learned a ton from all of the people in this group. Over quarantine, I have been doing a lot of fun things, but one of the things that I have loved the most is getting to know my new dog, Bailey. She was on the streets in San Antonio and was filled with fleas and didn't have a home. And so I tried finding her home, and nobody reached out to me on Facebook where I posted about it. And anyway, long story short, she became mine, and she has totally made every day even better. And I hope that someday you guys are able to meet her. Some other things I like to do for fun when I'm not, when the theaters are open and things are open, is improv comedy. So this is me on stage doing an improv comedy sort of like play kind of thing. Improv comedy is basically when you make up a play in the moment and it's supposed to be funny. So that was me there on stage. And over quarantine, though, I've been still being creative. I've been doing a lot of crafts. So I've been doing some embroidery, some painting, and even some lettering to make little signs. When I'm not stuck in my house, I love traveling the world and meeting new people and doing new things in new places. This is me in Paris, in Japan, and in the Philippines. I love traveling because you get to just go on adventures, try new foods, get to know different cultures, and just experience everything in the world. But one of my other things that I love the most is working in schools. So here are some of my favorite memories from this past school year. One is, this is one of our homerooms from last year, lined up for our big kickball tournament. This was a group of our students at the Black History Month celebration, where we were able to see dancers and eat some really great food. And we had our honor celebration lunch where we were able to celebrate the really great work of some of our students. And now we come to this year. And Panthers, we are going to make history this year. You may not realize it yet, but we are starting school for the first time ever in the history of the United States online. Our entire school is starting online. Sure, there have been online schools in the past, but this is the first time that lots of schools across the country who usually don't operate online are starting online. So as we go into this year, I want you guys to remember that. You are going to be telling your, kids, or if you don't have kids, maybe your students, if someday you're a teacher, or, maybe your siblings' kids, if they have kids, you're going to be telling people in the next generation about what this was like starting school online in the middle of a pandemic. There are going to be things that are going to be really hard. And there are going to be some things that are way more awesome than we can even ever imagine yet. We will make memories this year, guys, and I want you guys to know this, that we are all in this together. Your teachers are here to support you. I am here to support you, and I know that you guys are going to be there to support each other as well. So, with that in mind, we are going to walk through some of the basics of Microsoft Teams, which is the platform that you are in if you are watching this video. So let's start. These are the basics. I promise you, your teachers are going to go over this again. So don't freak out if you don't remember everything I tell you. So when you get into a meeting, you're going to see a bar that looks something like this. By clicking this, it'll turn on and off your video. You want to keep your video on during class so your teachers can check for understanding and help make sure that you stay engaged. Please keep your camera on while you are in class. The microphone can be turned on and off by pressing this button. You want to keep your microphone off while you are in class. Camera on, mic off. If your microphone is on, people can hear you. And we don't want that because there's a lot of people in these classes and that's very distracting. So keep your mic off unless you are asking a question or answering a question from your teacher. This one will share your screen. You really won't need to worry about that for now, but later on you might need to use that. This is the raise your hand function that'll help teachers know that if you have a question. This will bring up the chat box, which I will show you what that looks like in a second. On the left-hand side of your screen, you will have this icon here. If you want to send a message just to one person, you can go to the chat. And in the chat, you can send a message to just one person or to a couple people. Teams is where you will go from class to class. And we have a session on that this morning, so you can know exactly how to go from class to class. Today, we've made it easy on you. You're going to stay in this class all day long to make it really easy as possible. You can go to your calendar to see what classes you have when, and that is that. And then the last thing is the chat box. So again, if you click on the little icon that looks like this, it'll bring up the chat box. And in the chat, you click down here where it says type a new message. And in that place, you can click and then you can type whatever it is that you want to type into the chat box. Hello, this is the chat. You can type questions for your teacher in here or answer to your teacher's questions. You can even use emojis. So that is the basics, the basics of Teams. Ladies and gentlemen, Panthers, I am so excited for today. Let's make it a great first day of school. We cannot wait to get to know you better for all of you new kids and for all of those who are returning. Let's help each other out and make it an awesome day. Your teachers are going to take it away now and have you fill out a first day of school questionnaire so we can get to know you a little bit better, and then we will get started with your classes in just a couple minutes. Have a great day, guys. I will see you in your classes today. Bye.